Hello everybody, Lake Station Community Advocate and Educator here, back again. I got something I want to touch on. This is about playgrounds and about some of the things that have been going on within our community. And I've had a couple residents contact me over concerns about some things that the mayor said and is almost beating his chest on, and he can't wait. So stay with me on this one because it might give you a little questioning about what's really going on here. So in our community, everybody knows the condition of the playgrounds. I've drawn quite a bit of attention to them. Children can't be on the playgrounds if there's no basketball rims, basketball backboards, which I made previous TikToks about that, and voila, they popped up. And not to mention, you can't go down a slide if the slide's broken and busted, and you can't swing on a swing if they don't exist or if they're busted. But no worries, people. We're going to make sure that we spend the money, the hefty money, for some rubber mulch to put on top of other rubber mulch, but we're not going to worry too much about all the other stuff. And remember, we're putting mulch on a playground, so we're doing something. But I'm not worried about all that. What I want to touch on is, it's pretty controversial, and we all did it as kids if you grew up around motorsports especially, and if you grew up with parents who got you mini bikes, dirt bikes, mopeds, go-karts, and all those dirt bikes and all those other things, right? We knew the laws of the road. We knew how to respect the road. We knew how to respect the other drivers. We were taught some pretty good things. But here, what does playgrounds and all that have to do with each other? Well, here's the thing, okay? There were some comments made by our mayor that he will impound these items and he will charge the parents for these items. Now, what am I talking about? So there are some children in our community and some teens and youth and young adults that are riding dirt bikes and quads and go-karts and what have yous, mopeds, electrical scooters throughout our community, okay? Some of the people complain, well, they're loud, they're noisy. Some people complaining, well, they shouldn't be on the roadway. I about hit them. Well, define almost hit them, like, come on. And why does that have anything to do with our playgrounds where, we have a large influx of youth riding dirt bikes and just enjoying their life, riding dirt bikes, the mopeds, the quads, the go-karts, and all these other items, the mini bikes. Parents pay good money for these things because their children literally have nothing in this community to do. And while the mayor prides himself and beats his chest and says he's doing so great for the kids, he ain't done nothing. I'm going to call it out. He ain't done nothing for the kids. Okay? Playgrounds are neglected. Playgrounds are not up to par. The playgrounds, again, as they have mentioned long ago, that they are not a concern nor a necessity for our community to thrive. But yet, here it is. We have youth that are in the streets instead of being in the playgrounds where they can be a little bit safer. Now, I'm not against children learning motorsports. I'm not against them. But they should know some laws. They should know the things that are going on. Now, what the city's going to pull is they're going to go, well, this is illegal. You can't have them on the road. Indiana state statutes and blah, 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 and all these things. They're going to do everything they can to justify the fact that they want to take things away from children. And it's a funny thing because the mayor said he's doing everything he can for the kids. But yet we have busted slides, missing swings. The backboards were missing until I said something about them. But no worries, people. See, he's taking care of Riverview Park because that's where they hold all their good festivals. Who cares about all the other playgrounds, right? Not every family can just wander off to the main parks. They have a park, literally. Like for me, I have a block and a half, 2 blocks from my home. I have a park that's neglected. No backboard, no slide. Everything's been neglected. Grass is high. They don't care. So what do we do about that? Well, first off, stop voting these people in. Let's start there because they preach one thing and they're doing a completely opposite. And then when you call them out for it, they want to bully you for it. Sorry, no bullying, not on my platform. You ain't going to bully nobody and you sure ain't going to bully me. However, when it comes to some things, I would ask a few questions. Why are the playgrounds being left, ignored, neglected, and why are they not a concern? And that's why some of these kids, why you see an influx of our youth, and not just because it's summer, but why you see an influx of our youth out in the streets. So parents, they spend some money on these items to make sure that their children are living and enjoying life and they're growing and they're maturing we have a mayor who's too worried about let's just impound their crap. Because if they impound it, parents can't pay. It's a great item for them to sell in their canceled police auctions all the time, isn't it? But why are they all in the streets? That's because look at the playgrounds. We don't have nothing in our town. And then it goes, well, we don't have the tax money. Oh, there's funds coming through. Don't even get me started on the funds that are coming through this town and why there's so many holes in the boat and why we're bleeding funds, because I will drag that stuff into the open too. So I just kind of wanted to make this one a little bit faster because, people need to know what's really going on. So yeah, the mayor's already told and threatened people, I will just impound it and I'm going to charge you for it. And you're not going to be allowed to have your item back. Wrong. First off, do your job as a mayor, if that's what you call yourself, because you need to be doing your job. But I see where your more importance was this past weekend. That was more important to you than anything else. But to the parents who are letting their children love and live life and just enjoy their time as a child and a youth, enjoying some motorized items, just teach your kid the street laws, teach them respectability of the equipment, of even if it's an electrical scooter. And remember, keep in mind that when you get on these items, you're no longer a pedestrian, you're now a motorized vehicle. So I want you guys to at least understand that. So just be safe, wear the proper equipment, keep yourself very safe, proper headgear, proper chest gear, protectors, and things like that. Teach your children to stop, teach your children all these things. But as far as our administrators go, if you continue to keep voting for these people, they're going to restrict your lives and your children's lives, and they've already started in on it. So hopefully this next voting cycle, you don't continue to vote for these same people. And remember their lies and remember their behaviors now at the voting polls. I'm the Lake Station Community Advocate and Educator here. Hope that you realize and see some things going on. I would like for you to check out Lake Station Strong Towns Collective on Facebook, Lake Station Strong Local Conversation on Facebook, also Lake Station Strong Towns Advocate and Community Advocate and Educator on YouTube. And obviously, if you're here watching me, you know where I'm at. So we need to do better. We need to be better. Demand some accountability, responsibility, some integrity, and some transparency from your administrators, because you deserve it as a taxpayer, and they deserve it because they said they wanted to be our leaders. And instead of getting lip service, they need to be serving us. And, be the change you want to be the change you want to see for yourself and for others, for now and for the long haul, because you never know what you can achieve alone, on your own, together as a group, and for the future. Till next time.